This is Barnstable Today for Tuesday, January 27th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford. And please keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
The Hilton Garden Inn proposed for Route 28 near the airport in Hyannis is our main focus today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
A planning board subcommittee meeting focusing on the Hilton Garden Inn proposal filled the Selectmen's conference room last evening.
The core question was whether or not a waiver should be granted to allow the hotel within the boundaries of the Hyannis Gateway District.
We pick up the discussion with subcommittee member Marlene Weir and then subcommittee member Pat Princey.
And we certainly didn't want to encourage any kinds of intense development that would increase traffic. And I repeat, traffic, which is the number one after affordable housing need to ameliorate on Cape Cod. And it was all, all about those needs: economic development of our CBD, core, our bid district, and to alleviate traffic on Route 28, which is often in gridlock in the summer.
Thank you. Patrick?
Sure. Perhaps when this was created, it could be that perhaps a lot of the for instance, when we saw the business model for this type of hotel come before us originally, they're not interested in developing these types of hotels, mind you, not, for instance, maybe the more stay type hotels, the vacation destination type hotels. These types of hotels are generally positioned in an area that's close to transportation hubs and on major traffic routes. The board also put in place the option of special permits and so forth to work with a developer on a project such as this, as being a size as this, in hope that we can either just outright say that we're not interested, or sit down, in which we're doing now, and try and work out an agreement that works best for both the town and mostly the town, just the town, because that's who we're looking out for. And in these tough economic times, I think the board was more willing to sit down and look at a project this dense and see how we can bring more benefits to the town. There's a lot of talk with local revenues being cut at the state level. However, this governor that's cutting local aid is trying to put together provisions for towns to be able to bring in money on their own through hotel, motel taxes. I think if it was a different type of project other than a hotel, it might not have gone over as well, basically because there's a chance that the town could bring in revenues, as we've lost a lot of hotels on that 28 strip, I think like 2 or 3 in the last 10 years, an option for us to bring in more rooms and tax those rooms. So I think that's probably why we're all agreeing to sit down with the developer and try and work something out. It may or may not work. I mean, there are a lot of issues that we're still looking into that we haven't fully hashed out in my eyes. Traffic being one, and the density and the mitigation that the town's going to get back from it. So when if it all comes down to that and the mitigation, the developer can't meet those demands of the town and what we're putting in place for our residents, then it may not work out.
The subcommittee chair, Ray Lang, sounded hesitant at this point to support the change.
We were concerned about that at the time because we had affordable housing that we were working with or trying to work on, and we were not about to destroy housing or let housing evaporate because we wanted to put in business. We wanted to see if we could enhance that area so that the residential houses that are there would increase in value rather than decrease in value. I think a major project like a hotel, which is less than 100 feet from the neighbors total, is an impact kind of a building in that area, and we have to remember that the residents there have already spoken. So we as a board must understand that those residents have as much right to what's going to happen in that area as you and I do.
The Planning Board Subcommittee will get back to the Hilton Garden Inn proposal at their next session, set for 5 o'clock on February 3rd. And the public hearing on the project will be continued at the full planning board meeting set for February 9th.
Meanwhile, a bit of a curveball for the Community Preservation Committee at their latest session yesterday in Town Hall.
They were informed that not all of a 17-acre parcel, including the West Barnstable Brick Factory historical site that they have been contemplating purchasing, may remain available.
Hello, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Marty Riley, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the Pogorelk family relative to their 17 plus or minus acre parcel consisting of the West Barnstable Brick Factory historic site, some open space land, as well as the Crystal Pineapple gift shop and the primary residence on the property. And I just wanted to let you know that over the last several days, we've had some very favorable discussions with the Association for the Preservation of Cape Cod, who has expressed an interest in the possibility of buying a portion of that property for use as their headquarters for their entire operations. And as such, we did submit a letter to the committee on Friday indicating that we were going to withdraw Lot 2 from consideration for the CPC to consider purchasing for open space. But what we would love to be able to do is just continue our dialogue with the CPC to talk about the possibility of creating a very unique public-private partnership that would facilitate the preservation of this land in its entirety for posterity in a way that would be complementary and compatible with anything the Association for the Preservation of Cape Cod might do. So as we continue to move forward with our discussions with them for Lot 2, we also look forward to talking to you about those other remaining parcels for preservation as open space, historic, and recreation for the benefit of the town, hopefully for posterity. And as we continue to go forward with the APCC, we would also intend to give them cross easements to the pond and the walking trails, as well as to the town, to your committee, so that this whole property could be used for the benefit of the public. So that's the reason why we're here. We just wanted to let you know that, and that we look forward to continuing to talking to you about the remainder of that property. And with me is also Dave Pogorelk. He's here on behalf of his mother and father tonight, so he just came in.
So you have no agreements with the APCC for easements or any of that?
Right now, the APCC had a meeting this afternoon. We had a very good meeting last Friday with them, and we're continuing our discussions. And as we would go forward with them in terms of putting easements together, we would stay in touch with you and the staff so that whatever we might do per your suggestions would be complementary and compatible.
Because we're rapidly moving forward with our application phase. What is your timeline?
Well, they are interested, and again, I don't want to say things publicly that I'm not allowed to say yet relative to the APCC, but they are moving forward as expeditiously as possible with a very sincere interest in terms of buying that the Crystal Pineapple gift shop, the house, and that parcel of land that goes with it. So,
Lindsay Council, chair of the CPC, recommended that the owners of the property in question withdraw their previous application and work out the details before going any further.
And just a quick reminder that you can check out the meetings we cover by going to the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
As far as the upcoming meeting schedule is concerned, another big school committee session in the Town Hall hearing room at 7 this evening. And Waterways meets over at the MEA conference room at the same time.
Tomorrow, the Zoning Board of Appeals is back at it at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. And also at 7 tomorrow evening, Old Kings Highway meets in the West Barnstable Community Building. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.